Well, hello, Linda. How are we doing tonight? I uh, I pulled a Jeanette and decided to change ribbon that I'm going to put in this, and the ribbon's got a little bit of glitter in it. Well, the problem is the glitter is not staying on the ribbon; it's going everywhere else but on the ribbon. But we'll be all right. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Jeanette is at work tonight, so I'm flying solo again. Hi, Midge. Wait, what? Linda, hold on, everyone. Hold on for what? Hi, Pat. So I'm going to be making another flower wreath on a Unique and a Creek board. This one is going to be on a small. That's what I thought, Linda, but I'm just poking a little fun. This one is going to be on a small Unique on a Creek board. I'll be quite honest with you, there's not a whole lot of difference in where the holes are, so I suspect that the wreath is going to be just about the same size. We're going to be using some orange poly burlap. Oh, I haven't switched cameras yet. Silly me. And we're also going to be using, what's this called again? Natural and Cream check fabric mesh. I think that's going to be a good combination for what we're going to do. So, yeah, glitter everywhere. It's going to be a hot mess. So, this is the sign, sort of, that we're going to be using. This is our welcome fall with the orange truck and the pumpkins. The catch is I'm not using this sign. I'm going to use a different size sign. So in case you missed Jeanette's post, we have expanded our sign sizes. This is our standard, I'm telling you, there's gold glitter everywhere. This is our standard 8-inch round metal sign that we've had since the beginning. And what we are going to use tonight is the 6-inch version. Oh, bad glare. So I thought this would be a little bit more appropriate to use as a center for the flower board or for the flower wreath. So we're going to use the 6-inch tonight. The new sizes that we're going to offer, we have some other sizes we're going to add, but we haven't added them yet. We're still working on adding these. We're going to carry the 6-inch round, the 8-inch round, a 10-inch round, and then an 11 and 3/4 inch round that we added not too awful long ago. So we are expanding the signs that we're going to be carrying. We will be adding some different size square ones. I'm just not sure exactly which ones we're going to be adding yet, but we will be adding some. So, and the ribbon that I decided to go with tonight is this natural and pumpkin. I don't even know if you can see that, but the pumpkin has just a little bit of glitter trim in it, and then the wired edge is gold glitter, and it's like going everywhere. Well, thank you, Susan. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Sin. So let me switch cameras here. And we'll get into it. Gotta learn how to operate the computer. So what I did when I first got home from work today, first thing I did was come up and cut the mesh. I used the wood burner because I have found when you're trying to make the flower wreath, the better the petals turn out. So we're going to test that theory because I cut the mesh and set something heavy on it, so we should be good. Now, the fabric mesh is 10.5 inches wide, so I had to cut it 10.5 inches long because you want a square. The poly burlap is 10 inches wide, so it's only cut at 10 inches long. And this stuff is still not wanting to cooperate. There we go. If I can remember how to do this. It's just not wanting to cooperate tonight. There we go. And I've already... Well, welcome, Monica. First time from New Orleans. You may notice that if you watch some of the replays of our other lives, Jeanette is normally the one that does these, but Jeanette is at work, so you guys get me tonight. Now I will confess this is also the first time. Hi Shauna, hi Laura. This is the first time that I've used fabric mesh, and I'm not sure if I like it, to be honest with you. It's a little different than the poly burlap. But we will get through this. I think we'll get it this way. Hi, Brenda. So if you've been watching this, you know that we've just recently started making the flower wreaths, and I've made a few with the Unique on a Creek board, and I've also made a couple, not on a live, however. I've also made a couple with a standard wreath form. And let me tell you what. The Unique on the Creek boards make this so much easier. Now I have a zip tie gun. I normally choose not to use it because you have to crank the zip tie down really tight to get the zip tie gun to cut it off. And depending on what pedal you're using, it warps the petal. So I'm not a big fan of that. So I've just been doing them without the zip tie gun. It does get a little tedious though, I'm not gonna lie. Hi Dawn. So we're just going to keep... Now, I thought that there would be a bigger difference in the small unique in a creek board and versus the large one. But really, the difference is minimal, other than the outside row that just has single holes that most people put. Like if they're making a flower wreath and they're going to put leaves on it, that row is gone. So that would be row number 2 on a large one, which is row number 1 on the small. But I overlaid them, and it's really like just a fraction of an inch smaller diameter. It takes the same amount of zip ties. So I'm not sure how much of... I don't think it's going to make any difference in size of the wreath when you're completely done. But we're going to find that out here in a little bit. The other difference that I'm going to have to deal with when I go to mount the sign is the large... Brenda, I'm not sure what those are called. It's just row number 1, and they're all evenly spaced. So I'm not quite sure, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what they're called. The other difference that I noticed, like I said, that I'm going to have to contend with later, is the large unique in a creek board has 2 holes in the center, and that's normally how I mount my sign. This board does not have the 2 holes in the center, so we're going to have to share holes to mount the sign on there. Not quite sure how that's going to work out. We'll find out together. And then I'm doing a little bit different petal than what I normally do. I just was playing around with the mesh earlier and decided I liked how this was going to look. I'm sure it's got a name. I don't know what it is. Tell you what, since I went back to work, I do not have time to watch lives like I used to. The sign business is keeping me very, very busy. When I do come home from work, I go to work. That's okay. I am by no means... You know, Mary, I thought about that. I mean, I've got a drill. I could have drilled out holes. I had the wood burner hot. I actually thought about doing that. I'm like, you know, we'll see how it works with sharing the holes that the mesh go in. We'll try it. Like I said, I am by no means a professional wreath maker. I am My part of the business is making the signs. But with Jeanette's work schedule, sometimes I got to fill in. And I really like these flower wreaths. Now, I haven't watched enough videos to learn all the proper terminology and whatnot. But I've watched a few, learned how to, and I really enjoy making these. These are fun. Whereas if you've ever watched me do a live using Deco Mesh, sometimes I struggle. And like I said, this is the first time I've used fabric mesh. I don't know if I'm a fan. I really like the poly burlap, but I like this color of this fabric mesh, and it's just different. It cut weird from what I'm used to using the wood burner. It's just different. Now, the sign we are using is available in our shop. And like I said, we're starting to offer all of our signs in more sizes. We started with the round. We will be adding some different sizes on the square. We haven't decided which ones yet because we haven't played around with them any, so I don't know what's going to work on a wreath and what's not going to work. But the rounds, we decided to go ahead and offer all the different round sizes. I know we had wanted 6-inch rounds for a while, and we weren't able to find the sign blanks. Well, recently I found that our sign blank guy started offering the 6-inch and the 10-inch. Well, hi, Jeanette. Aren't you supposed to be working? Shh, we won't tell. Hi, Alfreda. Welcome back. Jeanette, you weren't here earlier. I pulled a U and changed the ribbon. And I changed up the pedal a little bit to a different one, but so far I like it. We'll see how that works out. Well, I can tell you already, just by the amount of space that this thing is taking up on the table, using the small board is not going to change the end result size, because this thing's going to be pretty good sized. Oh, I'm blaming it on you. Absolutely. All right, guys. couple more on this outer ring, and then we'll start with the orange. Jeanette, you need a bigger table. I'm just saying. As big as this table is, it is not conducive to making flower wreaths. Thanks, Dawn. Appreciate it. Like I said, I am by no means a professional, but oop, folded that one wrong. Yeah, Jeanette, wait till you see your tabletop. I'm spreading the glitter right here in the craft room. Well, thank you, Anna. No, seriously, Jeanette, the ribbon that I changed to, it's shedding glitter everywhere. All right, guys, there's our outer row. So far, I'm liking that petal. I was kind of worried about how it was going to turn out because I haven't used this one before. All right, now that I'm done with the first row, go around and trim all the pipe cleaners. Trim all the zip ties off. Like I said before, we have a zip tie gun, but I feel that it pulls the zip ties just a little too tight before it cuts them. Which, on certain petals, is not a problem. Other petals, the tighter the zip ties get, it kind of tweaks them in a weird way. I'm sure there's a technical term for it. All right, guys. Thank you, Laura. I gotta get a drink. Thirsty. All right, now we're going to switch over to the orange. Oh, and the thing I've noticed, a lot of people tell you that, well, you have to fold your mesh this way, you have to fold your mesh that way. I think I do mine a little bit differently than like Lori from Unique in the Creek. But what I have found, as long as you fold it the same way, hold it at the same angle, and fold it the same way every time, it really doesn't matter. Unless it needs to be done that way because of the shape of the petal that you're trying to get. And then on this next row is where we're going to add the ribbon tails. The last one I did on a live is when I first tried the ribbon tails, and I'm really liking that. So I'm going to continue to do that on this one. Well, and I think it was Michelle from Monkey's Creations that said it. about it's really not as important that you fold it a certain way unless the type of pedal that you're wanting to do requires it. As long as you fold them the same way on every pedal, that way all the pedals are the same. But yes, even... Oh, Susan, these Unique in the Creek boards are amazing. Like I said, I have done a couple of different flower petals wreaths with the wire frame. This is so much easier. Yes, I am excited about the triangle boards, Jeanette. I cannot wait. This isn't as much fun when you don't have a moderator. I mean, don't get me wrong, doing the live is fun. Way more fun when I have a moderator. Here, not at work. Well, hi, Nancy. Tell you what, getting old sucks. Doing this kind of thing with arthritis, horrible. Horrible. All right, looks like we have one more. Yeah, Pat, that's what I'm looking forward to doing. I want to do a Christmas tree. I've seen some really cool ones posted on Facebook here lately. I am really excited to try to make one. Alright, that is row 2 done. Take our snips and go around and cut the zip ties off real quick. And then this next row is the fun one because this is the one with the ribbon tails. Alright. So what I did on this one, on this row, is all the regular holes I put a zip tie, and that is where the mesh is going to go. But then I also had to put a zip tie in the shared holes so that we have a way to mount our ribbon tails. So what we're going to do is we're going to just alternate mesh, ribbon, mesh, ribbon. Am I going to repeat and put the checkered one on top? not understand what you're asking, Don. I'm going to alternate rows with the two different colors, yes. And then this is also the row that gets the ribbon. My knees went many years ago. Well before my 50s, unfortunately. But now that I'm in my 50s, the rest of it's going downhill too. All right, so, and then the other issue that I ran into, we're gonna have to get the scissors. Whoa, have to get the scissors out to fix this. The pumpkin ribbon that I picked to do this is directional. So to make my wife happy, we're going to cut the ribbon in half. Oh, that's not going to work. Well, Jeanette, you're just going to have to get over it because the ribbons. Yeah. So we won't be cutting any more of the ribbon. Sorry, Jeanette. You're just going to have to get. You're just going to have to be okay with one half the pumpkins being upside down. It'll be okay. Thanks, Alfreda. Had I not already cut the angle tops, I could have fixed the directional ribbon. But it'll be okay. Well, that piece just isn't want to quite. There we go. There we go. Now I was getting a little worried there. It was looking a little sparse up the top. It's starting to fill in really good now. What I will try to do though while I'm doing this is I am going to like make sure. Well, that one's backwards. We're going to have to. There we go. I will try to keep the pumpkin that is facing the right direction, facing up, or on top of the other one, so it's maybe not quite as noticeable. Yeah, it's going to be noticeable. It'll be okay. Jeanette's OCD might kick in, but she'll be okay. I don't know, guys. I was really not expecting when I had Jeanette order the small unique in the creek boards. I was really hoping that it would make a smaller wreath. It's really not going to, the way I did this, because I did use the outside ring. So it is pretty much going to be the same size as one done on the large. And I did it again on this one. The last one, when I did it, I had decided that when I did the next one, I was going to cut the ribbon tails longer, and I didn't. They're the same size, and I think the ribbon tails could have been a little bit longer. This fabric mesh is really sticky. All right. All right, there we go. So how many of you have ever tried to make a flower wreath with or without the unique and the creep board? Actually, Dawn, let me brush the glitter off my hands real quick, and I'll hold this up and see if you can see it a little better. What I'm doing is the holes that are closest together, I've got a zip tie run through those. Get my hand out of the way. And that's where I'm putting the mesh. The wider gap between where the mesh is going, I've added another zip tie, and that's where I'm adding the ribbon. So it's not going on top of the ribbon, or on top of the mesh, it's going in between. Is the best way I can think of to describe it. Now, once we put the next petals on top of it, it's going to give it a completely different look. Oh, no problem, Dawn. So, Joan, you've done a flower wreath with the unique and the creek board or without it? Well, thank you, Susan. Two on the wireframe. I think that's how many I made. I made yeah, I made two on wireframes. One of the ones I made was on an 8-inch Dollar Tree frame. Let me tell you, that was a challenge. Oh, the rose, yeah, I haven't been brave enough to try one of those, Nancy. I'll get there. See, and this is where putting the ribbon in between the petals like that, I think that's one of those instances where I'm not so sure that a zip tie gun is going to be of any benefit to you. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's easier on the fingers to use a zip tie gun, but I think the pedals turn out better if you don't use one. Personal opinion. All right, we are getting and like I said, you can see that this row right here is the challenge, only because you've got so many zip ties on there. That's a lot of zip ties. Alright guys, we are about done with this row now. So does anybody have any questions I can try to answer? Notice I said try. Alright, we have 2 more ribbons and 1 more piece of mesh to put on this row, and then when I add the next row of orange, you'll see how it's all gonna be all nice and I love this color combination. But I'm just, and I know a lot of people use the fabric mesh. Yeah, that one come apart. I don't, it's not as easy to work with as I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie. Alright, last piece of mesh on this row. Get that good and tight. And then we got 1 more piece of ribbon to put in here. And then we'll be down to our last row of mesh. Alright, now the fun part. Got all these zip ties to clip on. And like I said, with the missing holes in the middle, it's going to be interesting to see how the sign mounting goes. I am definitely second guessing myself of not adding the holes to the middle. It'll be okay. We'll manage. Alright guys, getting ready to put our last row of mesh in here. Got 4 more pieces. And then we'll mount our sign. Or try to. We'll have to see how this is going to turn out. So what do you guys think of this color combination? Did I do a good job on that? I didn't even have any help from Jeanette. Not gonna lie though, you could put the pedal in the other way. I personally, because of the way it's curled up, I like it better this way. But absolutely, you could put the pedals in the other direction. And like I said at the beginning, the one thing that I have noticed doing these is the pedals, if you cut the mesh a little, like a few hours before you're going to make the wreath, and lay something on it so that it's good and flat, makes making these pedals way easier. Oh, no problem, Phyllis. I actually did one other flower wreath. I purposely did the petals upside down, what most normal people would do. And I think it turned out really nice. You know me, Phyllis, I'm always doing weird stuff. Alright, so that's the last of our mesh. Go in and clip these zip ties off real quick. And it'd be preferable to do that without cutting the mesh. I almost made a boo-boo on that one. Alright. I still think that the ribbon tails, I think, would have been a little nicer had they been a little longer. It is what it is. There ain't no going back now. Thanks, Phyllis. You're too kind. And I'm not prepared. I didn't pull out any pipe cleaners to use. Put the sign on. I think, well, I'm going to go ahead and get 2 out, but I think 1 will probably be enough. We'll see. Here it is coming up on fall. Jeanette is almost out of orange pipe cleaners. That's not good. All right, so now I need to find the top. Well, thank you, Michelle. Okay, so the top is here. All right. And I'll tell you what, I made the 8-inch sign and the 6-inch sign, but I'll tell you what, I think the 6-inch sign is going to work out perfect on this. As long as I get it mounted straight, we'll be in good shape. And I moved it, so I got to make sure I didn't. Okay, there we go. So that is the top. Whoop! Did you see that? It got away from me. Now, what I do on these, and I'm pretty sure I learned this off of Lori from Unique in a Creek, is I'll twist the pipe cleaner, and then I'll take the loose ends, instead of cutting them off, I'll just tuck them right back down in the holes. Alright, that is a little loose, but it'll be okay for now. I will have to fix that later, though. Alright guys, let me change cameras here real quick. Oh, Dawn, did you miss that? Yes, we are offering the round signs now in 6, 8, 10, and 11 3/4. We don't have a lot of the 6-inch signs in stock, but we do have more on the way. We ordered some this morning and they're on their way already. So yes, we are offering the different size round signs now. We will be adding some more square sizes. We just haven't figured out which ones we want to add yet. I know. Quit fiddling with the ribbon, right? Alright. Switch cameras here. I'll hold this up if you all can look at it and tell me what you think. Alright guys, turn this around here. Now I have not put a hanger on this yet. I will put one on here in just a minute. Alright guys, there you go. Oh, a little too close. I absolutely love this thing. I love the color combination. I like the checked fabric mesh that's on there. And I think the 6-inch sign is just the perfect size. So I am really happy with how this turned out. The only thing that I would probably do different would be to make, and I said this last time too and I forgot and didn't do it, is I think the ribbon tails need to be just a little bit longer. And that sign is definitely going to need to be tightened up. But we'll get that later. Oh, thank you, Susan. Thank you, Michelle. Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Dawn. So if we'll go over that one more time here before I get off of here. It's about the sign sizes. So this is a 6-inch that we just, well, actually I think we sold one already. It was kind of a custom order thing. This is our normal 8-inch sign. And then the one I put on the wreath is a 6. And I should have brought some of the other sizes in here with me, but I didn't. We have been carrying the 11 3/4 for a little while now, and we are going to go ahead and add the 10-inch as well. So it's a nice little assortment of different sizes that you can get. Thank you, Michelle. Good night, Laura. Thank you, Joan. Thanks, Anna. Yeah, I think I kind of impressed myself with this one. Just kidding. Yeah, I really like how this turned out. Like I said, I love a couple of the pedals went wonky on me here. We'll fix those. We'll get it hung up and tighten that sign down just a little bit. I really like this color combination, and it goes good with the sign. And there for a little while I was regretting the glittery pumpkin ribbon, but I think the glittered ribbon adds just a little bit of pop of some excitement there on this. Thanks, Midge. Appreciate it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. I'm 99.9% at 6 o'clock for the public live. Oh, hi, Deanne. Oh, don't worry, hon. It's available on replay. Deanne, you might want to go back and watch bits and pieces of this because of the new sign offerings. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Yep, you have a great night, Anna. All right, guys, we will see you Wednesday night, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. And you guys have a great evening. Night, all.